Happy Sunday, beautiful patrons. Glad to have you with us. As always, we appreciate your support and we appreciate your love. So, an interesting subject that is bouncing around the internet this evening is this little 7-minute video that details or shows a new show on ABC called What Would You Do? And this particular video is showing an atheist, or portraying an atheist who is offended by overhearing a Christian family saying grace before their meal. You've probably seen it. If you haven't seen it, then you can look down below in the description and you'll see a link to carry you to YouTube. So I thought, since many times on Sundays we try to address subjects that we think can help people who are recently deconverted, or people who are in the process of deconverting, or just people who are looking for ways to survive the transition a little better. On Sundays we try to find things that we can talk about that might be of interest or benefit. I think this is a good one. So Paul, I've got Paul with me, by the way. I forget that you can't see me.
Yeah.
So
you rambled so long.
I did.
You forgot where you were.
I forgot where I was at and what I was even saying. That's not the first time you've experienced that, I'm sure.
Nope. Long trips.
Long trips. So, did you see the video?
Parts
of the freaking
so
video.
Much.
We're gonna do an episode on the video, and you don't even bother to watch it.
You watched it, and I watched parts of it. I watched about 4 minutes of it.
Yeah,
and I just—it's
only 7 minutes long.
I know. No, I couldn't.
You
I
could
was
sit
like,
on a
this
pine
is so
cone for
stupid.
3 more minutes.
No, I couldn't. It was awful.
It was awful.
It was bad. It was awful.
So, obviously, I agree with everyone else who is expressing some frustration.
Disdain.
About how this is played out. I can truly say I have met. You think it's fair to say we've met thousands of atheists in the last 5 years?
Oh, hell yeah!
You think?
Yeah.
Potty language, potty mouth.
There's no teenager paying on Patreon to hear us.
That's true. I apologize. So
not YouTube.
That's true. So yeah, after meeting, probably what is fair to say, thousands of atheists, I truly can't think of a single one who, in their right mind anyway, might change a little bit if there's been a little bit of drinking going on, but in their right mind, I don't know that.
I still think we've done pretty good.
Yeah,
I mean, we've been to a bunch of conferences and went out to eat in the bars and stuff.
A lot of after parties.
And I think we've all done fairly good.
Yeah, I think so. I think we have. So if you watch the video, you know that the young lady who's portraying the atheist, she begins to speak up as the family is saying grace and asks them to stop, that she finds it offensive or uncomfortable, and she wants them to quit. And the argument that she makes is that since it offends her, they are pushing their religion down her throat by doing this in a public place. I really, this is one of the things, and it's the reason why I posted on the show's Facebook page, and the show once again is What Would You Do? I don't normally post stuff. I don't normally go out and make complaints and say things, and I was probably too nice in my post anyway, but it frustrates me so bad because this is such a misconception that is out there, and definitely a misconception that believers have about atheists. This is just not us.
Yeah, it's not.
It's not what we would do. It's not what we'd be interested in being involved in. Atheists, at least all of the ones that I know, are truly out there trying to defend people's rights to express themselves.
Yeah, I mean, I think that, praying openly isn't something high on our list when it's, oh yeah, let's, talk about, people blowing up other people or killing other people. Right. I don't think openly praying is going to be real high on the list.
Right. No, I agree with you. This isn't some malicious act. It's not to say that a person couldn't, pray and carry themselves in such a way through their prayer as to intentionally be offensive. Obviously, that does happen.
Dickish.
Yep, that does happen in public settings where people are trying to make a point. But this is not who we are, and this is not the way that I see atheists handling themselves. Now, if you want to bring that home a little bit, no pun intended, It's a slightly different circumstance when you're in a family setting, like a Thanksgiving dinner, a Christmas dinner,
Yeah.
something like that. So, can you think of a situation that we've been in where people were praying around us?
Any Easter, Christmas, family get-together out in Pickin.
And so how do you handle it whenever everybody starts praying?
Start looking at the table of what I'm going to grab first.
I actually remember a Christmas dinner where you and I both sat there, eyes open, facing forward, not even bowed down,
Not even pretending.
but that you made it a point to drink your drink while everybody else was
Surprised I
praying.
didn't eat.
Yeah, so obviously it's a little different when you're in a family setting and it's uncomfortable. But and Paul may disagree with me here on this, and that's fine if he does. But this is another place where I feel like every individual listening to this episode really should feel as if you have the right to do whatever it is that you need to do. If you feel like you have to stand up for something, if you feel like you have to toe the party line, I would be very, very careful with that, because that's what religion causes us to do. That's how religion makes us think, is that, well, I need to be a good witness. And sometimes when I see people on Facebook or even speaking at conferences that are applying a certain amount of pressure, saying, well, if you're going to be a good atheist, this is the way that you should do or act, I kind of start getting that been there, done that feeling a little bit.
Well, I don't need an apologist to tell me anything.
Yeah.
You know, I'm not going to play their game.
Right.
And I would hope that other people wouldn't play the game either. You know, it's, if you don't feel like participating, don't participate just because everybody else is participating.
Right. And I would say vice versa. If there's some odd situation, obviously it has to be something that your conscience can deal with. But if there's an odd situation that comes up that you feel like it's more appropriate or more beneficial for you to bow your head, you know, obviously you can't pray to someone you don't believe in.
Yeah, I mean, like if your grandma looks right at you, you know, before prayer starts, it's like, well, shit, I better put my hands together because, you know, can't let Granny know that, you know, I'm doing this. She's old, and just let her have her years.
Let her have her years. Well, that brings up an excellent point, and brings up a scenario that I haven't told anyone about. But here, 2 weeks ago, Mama ended up in the emergency room, something like that.
Mm-hmm.
And so she was in very bad shape.
Like
Fortunately,
2 days before Granny went back in.
Yeah, 2 days before. Yeah, your grandmother had situations. My mother-in-law, but she was in bad enough shape. Fortunately, it was nothing more than just her sodium was extremely, extremely low. That will do some strange things to you folks if you didn't know that.
It really didn't.
Especially when you're 87.
That helps.
Yep.
But that's anything. She drank too much water and
let's
go to the hospital at 87.
I breathed too deep. I'm out of here. I'm dead.
Cracked my sternum.
That's right. How'd you break your back? Deep breaths. I knew they were.
Breaths.
I knew they were bad for you.
Knew they were awful. Who
So-
said stretching was good?
That's right. That's right.
I pulled every muscle in my body.
Yeah.
I pulled 3 ligaments.
I popped my hamstring like a rubber band. So
That's not a laughing thing that we should be joking
that's not
about.
laughing.
Mama
But-
was
but-
like,
so she-
old. That's not good.
she ends up in the emergency room, and she was in the worst shape that I've ever seen her, and I've seen her in some rough shape before. And I was prepared to pray for her, not for my benefit, obviously, and not because I actually believed anything, but to put her at ease. And my mother and I were the only ones that were there. I know this is something she finds comfort in, and if she really was about to begin to slip over the edge, I would have very gladly prayed with her and prayed for her to give her some level of comfort. Now, here's the deal. There's probably a bunch of people who will hear this that will lose their freaking minds. And let me tell you...
Pause.
Yes.
If they do and say anything, they can come talk to Paul.
No. You just stole my thunder, because I was going to say...
That's my mama,
Yeah,
I'll put you in the ground.
I was just going to say that if people get upset with that...
We don't play down here.
I could not care less.
Oh, well, yours is different.
Because
I'll have to kill him.
Here's the difference between leaving
I'll
a
find you.
religion and graduating from religion. Okay, I didn't leave a religion. I graduated from religion, all religion, and that includes the makeshift religious expectations that can be found even within secular thought sometimes. And so I'm free from all of that. So I could not care less of what someone would think. I now try to live and do what I think is right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, you should.
Yeah, and what works.
We should
best
all
for me and
strive
mine.
to do what we believe.
We should all strive to be more like me. That's
Yeah,
what you're
yeah,
saying.
yeah,
What
yeah.
would Jerry do
Yeah.
for $5?
For $5.
Anybody can do
Yeah.
what Jerry would do.
It's buy a band. It's buy a wristband. That's
exactly right. So the last thing I want to
Product
bring up on
placement.
this, because I know that we're going a little long, but the last point I want to bring up with this is how upset everyone is, and I am as well, of how they made the atheist out to look like a moron. And so, did you stay in it long enough to catch that?
yeah. Well, you see that very
Right.
quickly.
Well, I guess the reason I asked it that way is because if you watch the whole video, they
He's trying to down me for not watching the whole
each
video.
if you do your homework.
Just so you know, Sunday is your thing.
Sunday's my thing. That's true.
I do
brought
the
you
game
in.
things with you.
That's
you
true.
bring. I was
That's
the
true.
guest, and you're making fun of the guest.
I'm making fun of the guest.
That is
yeah,
rude,
that's
good
pretty,
sir.
That's pretty bad. Yeah, not very
I'm
professional.
over here trying to defend Mama,
That's true.
and you're over here making fun of me.
So each segment has a little bit slightly different outcome, but the last segment, the couple that is objected, put through this prank, subjected to this prank, ends up being the peacemakers.
Mm.
And so that in some ways kind of makes the atheist look even more unreasonable.
Yeah.
And I understand, and believe me, if you don't think I'm an atheist, there's a link to a book that I can send to you that's being sold on Amazon. But the
For $25.
it's less than that now. It's less than that. But my point is simply this: is that that's just the nature of television. Is it fair?
Yeah.
Is it right?
No.
No. But think about this. Have you ever seen a Christian character on television that was not made out to be an idiot?
Well, I mean, I believe most Christians on TV are idiots. Especially if you go to Fox News. I think they're all dumbasses.
Yeah, I know that you do, and I appreciate that about
Yeah.
you.
Do you?
But
That face was not one of appreciation.
I think my point is still valid, though.
No, it is. It is.
That this is what television does, and instead of being so inflamed by, oh my gosh, they didn't make the atheists look right. Well, they don't make the Christians look right generally either. The Christian is always the butt of the joke as well in many mainline television and shows and movies. But instead of being so upset over that, and this is me putting my spin on things,
Mm-hmm.
maybe we should really be glad that atheists are, at least in caricature, are on television.
Yeah.
That this is a thing now.
And
This
we're
is-
not worshiping Satan. We're on television, not worshiping Satan.
Yeah, that's true.
That's
That's
a
probably,
good step forward.
it's probably a big step forward. And so that means that the subjects that are near and dear to us are being discussed in some way or other, and it also shows that we're more and more mainstream.
Yeah.
So I think that's a positive thing.
Yeah, I could see where you'd see that.
You could see where I would see that.
could see
Yeah,
where
you
you'd
don't
see it.
necessarily see it that way?
No.
No.
No. But I respect your view on it.
Yeah, well, I appreciate that. Well, I just want you to know that you expressing your views out loud
Mm-hmm.
is offending me and making me uncomfortable. And you're shoving your religion down my throat.
Am I?
Yes.
Am I?
Yeah.
Oh, well.
So, all right. Well,
Maybe.
now I lay me down to sleep.
Yeah, it is about that time.
Well, thank you, Paul Aaron, for showing up on Sunday. It's been a long time since I've got you, in my sermon on a Sunday morning,
Sunday morning?
Sunday evening. Doesn't matter. It's the same. We've got people all over the world that listen to us.
Well, I guess they wouldn't know.
they wouldn't know that we weren't doing it.
I mean, this
on
could be
Sunday
like
morning.
on Tuesday, July 8th.
Was
I don't even
was
know
there
that was a
even
Tuesday.
a July 8th?
Probably there was a July 8th.
Yeah, I know
but
there was a July 8th. I'm
Tuesday.
tired. It's actually late on Sunday night. We love y'all. Thank you for your support. I've got some housework around here to do. We'll see you next time. Thanks a lot. Be
Bye-bye.
brave.